1.21 gigawatts! Welcome in to the Bro Force Squad podcast, where we're just a bunch of bros drinking beer and talking movies. I am your host, the Mayor Jeff Hornacek, and this is our movie commentary on the all-time classic Back to the Future. This is currently on Netflix as of very recently. So while you sync it up and get in the DeLorean, we have our movies paused at, where did you say it was likely like a minute, 10 seconds?
I think I'm at a minute one at Steven Spielberg Presents.
Right. Okay, so get your movie there where it says Steven Spielberg Presents and pause it. And while you do that, let's go around the DeLorean and meet the fellow bros. First, the mad scientist, unfortunately, is not here today, but we do have our legal counsel who can help us get a patent on the flux capacitor. Cycly, you've seen the designs. Do we have legal grounds to copyright this and make sure no one like Dr. Emmett Brown steals it from us?
Absolutely not. But we're still going to anyway.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. And next, we go to our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger. Now, Matt, we have one of the OG enforcers in this movie, Biff Tannen. So I just have to ask, let's play a little Monday morning quarterback. How could he have played prom a little differently and actually ended up fucking Lorraine?
I mean, you could have just did the R word to her, I guess, but I'm trying to not get too drunk and go to that till the end of the movie. But maybe he could have been a little nicer to her, I don't know, or had a cool car, or, you know, chicks dig kind of materialistic shit like that. But as a little kid, I actually had a poster of Biff over my room, and I thought if I could just be somewhere close to big as dick as him, I could make it in this world. I think I'm there.
I do remember one time I let you borrow my car, and you said, "Why don't you tell me how to blind spot? I almost spilt my beer."
Well, yeah, and then I walked in, it's like, man, I came to your house, and all you got is for me is light beer? What the fuck, Jeff? Just some craft up in this bitch. Maybe an IPA, something? I don't know.
It's always been my problem. All right, we are going to press play and hit 88 miles per hour in 3, 2, 1, play. Now, it is worth... Sorry, real quick.
It's your favorite movie, right, ever?
This is probably my favorite movie of all time, yeah. A Goofy movie is probably second.
Oh, of course.
But I think pound for pound, this is my favorite movie and also, like, maybe one of the best made movies. I mean, to say it's a classic, I don't think does it justice.
Can we make a... Are we allowed to talk about the incident with this movie?
Yeah, so Cycly, why don't you explain this for big Bro Force Squad fans? I think it was up on our channel for a little bit, but why don't you tell them, Ronnie? This is not the first time we have attempted to do a movie commentary.
This is definitely the second attempt. I don't know. Is this the second attempt we've ever done in our history? Where was it maybe due to technical difficulties?
I think we redid Jurassic World, I think.
Yeah.
It's well, I'll just say
but that was for a different reason.
The original recording of Back to the Future was marred in some controversy between a group of us who had been drinking and doing other things for what I would say at least 12 hours on this day, and this was decided to be recorded at past midnight, I think. And we had been going hard literally the entire day. Little did we know the next day that this was not presentable for our fans out there in any capacity. So
yeah, I just didn't do this movie justice.
Yeah,
this movie deserved better.
To pull the curtain, and then we'll get back to this fantastic piece of American fucking movie. But basically, we have Bro Force Squad weekends. We will drink for 12 straight hours and do as many movie commentaries as we can, and this one was the last one of a Saturday night, and it just wasn't up to our standards because some people were so high they didn't even talk through the entire movie, and other people were so drunk that they didn't even know which Back to the Future they were watching. Banner. So yeah, but back to the movie.
I was celebrating my football team as our biggest rivals on that day as well, so it was a long.
But they always beat them. You didn't have to go.
Yeah, that happens every fucking year.
Now, obviously Huey Lewis and the News did The Power of Love, Matt, iconic song, but the score done by Alan Silvestri, who did the Avengers theme, the dun 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 dun.
And I'll just say, when you think American pop culture, if you just put movies, tell me one that wouldn't come up before this. I mean, I think this would be number one. This is American pop culture. Under movies, this would have to be number one.
And is Marty McFly, and specifically Michael J. Fox, one of, if not the coolest movie protagonist of all time?
Absolutely.
I think even more so than Han Solo, because you're like, dude, I could be Marty McFly. I look at Han Solo and I'm like, you're too good looking and badass. I could never do that. But Marty McFly is kind of like the everyman. Like, he's not even the popular kid at his high school.
And if you're a big fan of the Bro Force Squad, and if you're not, please subscribe to us. But Jeff's fun facts is a thing we like to do through certain movies, and there's a ton of fun facts for this movie. And of course, the role of Marty McFly was originally portrayed by Eric Stoltz.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, they just kicked him out of the movie because his castmates hated him because he was basically just Christian Bailing it and just method acting this entire fucking thing. It was insanely dark. And if you don't know, we're not really 80s kids, but Michael J. Fox was on a TV show at the time that was very popular. And they asked him to do it, and he's like, no, man, because I'd have to basically only get 2 hours of sleep and shoot this at night, but they talked him into it, and the rest is history.
Do you know how much of the film they had originally shot with the other actor?
I think almost half. And I have, my mom actually got me the DVD with the special features. A lot of it's on there. You can watch his scenes. Eric Stoltz, do you remember the movie The Butterfly Effect?
Yeah.
He plays the dad who was filming like the child pornography.
Oh, okay.
That's it, Eric Stoltz. Now, as Matt said, his career has been ruined since he got kicked off this film. Like, he's done he popped up in Grey's Anatomy once, and he plays like creeps. But obviously, did
you notice a big difference with the scenes he filmed than what you watched on the DVD?
It's weird because I think Zemeckis actually had a different idea for the character of Marty as Michael J. Fox. Like, Matt, I don't know if you've seen photos, but Stoltz dressed differently. He had like a trench coat and stuff.
I'm looking at a photo right now of him.
Yeah, actually. I need to look this up.
And I think he wore like gloves without the fit. He almost looked like not as self-loathing, but like the character in The Breakfast Club who's like, fuck the patriarch.
You look more kind of like, my dad's not in the picture and I do a lot of drugs and I might either slit my wrist or shoot up a school, one of the two. Martin McFly as Michael J. Fox looks more like, the every kid, not really a jock, but just a kid, just a normal kid, normal high school kid in the 80s. And of course, Family Ties was the TV show he was on when he was filming this at the time.
So I think Zemeckis was like, they love you on Family Ties. You're kind of the everyman who's like ultra charming but unassuming. Let's just make Marty that, because that's what you play
Alex
best.
B. Keaton.
Did Eric Stoltz ever make any comments about it? Interview about getting kicked off?
I mean, I think he's kind of played it pretty diplomatically. He's like, I'm upset, but like, obviously you see the role and you're like, okay, I get it. I mean, this is, I guess, the question we'll never have answered, but would these movies be what they are as iconic without Michael J. Fox? No. Right?
No.
Because obviously, especially back then in the 80s, TV was, it's almost reversed now, but TV was your first gig and then you got into movies. So everyone loved him as Alex P. Keaton, and they're like, oh man, this is one of the first movies he's doing. Let's go check this out.
Right.
And another fun fact, Jeff, this script got basically denied over 40 times by pretty much every single big fucking studio in Hollywood. And Spielberg, like, they said it's too sci-fi. Disney said it was too raunchy for him. Like, no, he couldn't get anyone to fucking do this, which is insane. Because actually, when you read about, like, sci-fi wasn't really that big. Like, you had Star Wars, of course, but
the second one's really sci-fi. This really is. I mean, to think that this was too sci-fi at the time, because the core of this is like, and we'll talk about this at length throughout the movie, but if you could meet your parents in high school, like, how would that go?
Yeah.
Which is like the core
Jennifer.
What a smoke. She gets recast in the second one by Elizabeth Shue. Not by Elizabeth Shue, but...
Can I start really fast to your point, Matt, that I don't blame them for passing on this film. On paper, it is pretty outrageous when you really think. I mean, especially in the 80s, like, it doesn't seem like it knows what it wants to be a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously, when you watch it and it's filmed to perfection, but I don't blame a lot of film execs being like, there's no way we could pull this off.
Dude, would Principal Skinner just get off his fucking case? Oh my god.
No shit. And also, too, he's basically cast as a principal because he's the principal in Problem Child 2, I believe.
He looks like Matt Williams, former Giants and Diamondbacks third baseman.
He looks like every Hasselbeck brother.
Is there a third Hasselbeck?
Yeah, you're looking at him right now.
Yeah, you didn't know he was a backup for the Bengals, the Raiders, and the Rams for 13 seasons. Did he ever start? No, he didn't.
This is great. Fucking 80s music, man. Got the
Battle
love
of
it.
Nike he has on.
I just love
there's-
the fashion.
There's not enough denim in the world. There's a fun fact about one of the guys who's in the judges for the talent show. Let's see if I can find it.
It's really funny. As a kid, you always felt like in movies and pop culture, you're like, talent shows were the biggest deal in the world. Like, they're just high school talent shows. There's nothing special about them.
Right.
Literally,
Jeff, you and I
I
got
thought
to
a
be
high
judges
school
on our
talent show,
talent
like
show.
everyone got to do it.
Jeff and I not only hosted talent show, we got to be the judges on We Selected Who was in the talent show.
Oh wow.
I'd be lying if I said the power didn't get to my head.
It's still in my head
Jennifer's still
15
hot
years
today,
later.
which is saying something.
Yeah.
I'd say the best styles for women were the 80s. I love the big hair, and then like 69 kind of in California with the
Crop
poodle
top.
skirts or whatever the fuck they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Free love.
Damn
There
right.
is definitely
Just had
something
sex
about the
with
80s.
whoever you wanted.
Look.
The thing with fashion back then is like you couldn't. I don't care what the temperature is outside. You can't have enough layers on. Like
Yeah.
Jennifer right now, we're going obviously whatever her undergarments are: t-shirt, vest, jacket, maybe even something else that we can't see.
There's also a game too on playing like what these stores are behind them and everything, and I think some of them stay the same, some of them change when they go Back to the Future, which is really fucking cool.
Yeah. The Cupid's adult
He-
store. It's probably dude. His truck is
Attention to
badass.
detail. Yeah, this truck is badass, honestly. And he's just like, just imagine, Jennifer, just driving up, you go down on me. Being
What?
awesome,
In that
right?
truck.
Listening to Bryan Adams.
Was this 85?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the clock tower, obviously,
Music.
decrepit now, but we'll have to save it because lightning struck it.
So we'll probably talk about this at length, but of all the movies they fucking redo, I think this one they could. Obviously, I think Efron should be Marty McFly, but
Sure.
it'd be interesting for some kid nowadays to go back to the 80s. It'd be really cool.
Who's Dr. Emmett Brown now?
Liam Neeson.
No.
And also, he goes back in time and they take his
I
daughter,
think
so he goes
someone-
back before he.
I see what you did.
I don't know who Dr. Emmett Brown would be.
I mean, I think they would cast like John Malkovich. I don't know if I'd like it.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the probability of remaking this, according to IMDb, the rights to the film and its sequels are owned by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Zemeckis wrote and directed the three movies. In a 2015 interview, Zemeckis said that no reboot or remake of the franchise would be authorized during his or Gale's lifetime.
Wow.
So just keep an eye on when they kick the bucket, and then we can start.
And
Well,
who's
it wouldn't really
behind their
make
death is
sense.
the question.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense if Marty McFly went back to the 80s. He'd be like, dude, I'm never going back. Bars are open. I can, be close to 6 feet to somebody. I mean, he could just basically do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Well, I think that would be the cool thing.
Would you
about
guys
doing
want it filmed?
I was gonna say if they do it modern day, it actually would be kind of
Yeah.
cool because they'd go back to how far do they go back? 65?
30 years? I think 55.
Yeah. Okay, so we'd go back to it would be 85. That'd be cool, man. Let's wait
they're
10
high-
years.
Yeah, because if they're a high school kid now, their parents probably graduated high school in like 80 something, I would
Yeah.
think.
That's
So
what I was
Tom-
wondering. Would you rather see the movie filmed in modern day and go back to the past, or still an 80s film?
I think it'd be
No,
cool to do it.
Modern
and-
day, go back.
Yeah, the best chance I think to remake it would be to try and do it modern, right? That way you don't have to. It's not like shot for shot. Thomas Hale as Biff.
Fucking great.
So his
Fucking
two
Biff,
excuse
man.
me, Thomas Wilson as Biff. His two catchphrases: "Make like a tree and get out of here," and "Butthead" were supposedly improvised.
Yeah, they were. It's another fun fact.
George McFly is such a fucking pussy, dude. It's like stand up for yourself.
He
Yeah, what did she see
is-
in him, man?
He's very underrated in this movie, I feel like. He makes the movie, George McFly.
Have you guys heard all the controversy about Crispin Glover and the sequels?
No.
I'm sure that he was very difficult because he is a fucking nut job.
So he didn't come back for the second one, And this has actually set a lot of precedents in Hollywood. First off, the "Hello, McFly." That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, you went home.
I know.
McFly.
I know, Biff. Yep, yeah. So for the sequel, they really only had him in one scene where Marty goes to the future, and they put prosthetics on another actor to like imitate his likeness. And Crispin Glover ended up suing the studio. It was actually the first time ever that like they had made another actor look like a different actor and not given them credit for it or any compensation. And so now like that basically established the precedent of like if someone dies, like who's the guy in Rogue One? I want to say Peter Cushing, but I could be wrong. Tarkin?
No, Tarkin.
Yeah. Tarkin.
Is Peter Cushing the actor? But like now there was a precedent for like how his family would be able to use his estate would be able to use his likeness, and that was of course posthumously. But like, it was an interesting, and he still to this day hates Zemeckis in the studio. Like he bashes them every interview he does. He never goes to any of the reunions. He's weird as it is, but it doesn't help.
That is interesting to think that's how all this shit got started, like an '80s prosthetic.
Right. And I think they even obviously like make his voice sound like him.
That sucks, man. Like when you're counting on the car for your dad, you're like, Dad, I literally was going to maybe get laid this weekend in that car. And
It's all based on the car, Dad. Look at the Diet Pepsi cans.
I mean,
those are kind of
no girl
cans.
is gonna get laid on a park bench or on grass. You need a car. Jesus.
All right, Leah Thompson Young, her daughter in real life is Zoe Dutch. You guys know who she is? Like one of the hottest chicks on earth.
Leah Thompson's one of the hottest girls ever, too, I think.
Agreed.
She's fucking gorgeous.
Her looks have held up also.
And she's one, too, that just kind of... She's like a Danny Glover that just one day just kind of wasn't in movies anymore. And no one really knows why.
Obviously, they have prosthetics on here to make her look older. And I do love the reference, like his uncle not getting out of jail when they go back and he's like in a crib. He's like, get used to those bars, kid.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be a controversial take. I fucking hate peanut brittle. I think it's disgusting.
No, I'm on board 100%. I'm with you. Never got it.
Matt?
I don't think I've ever eaten peanut brittle. I love peanuts.
Peanut brittle is gross. It's like hardened caramel with peanuts in it.
Okay,
I love all the ingredients of peanut brittle, but whatever it comes into together, I do not like. Like on paper, I should love it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves this movie for something different, but as you grow up, you kind of change a lot. But I love the parents that are like, girls shouldn't be calling boys, even though, Leah Thompson was probably split in half in the back of a couple Dodge pickups in her day in the 60s. Or maybe she's soaked. Maybe she's a soaker. I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Neither does anal,
doesn't.
for the record, if you're keeping track at home.
Oh, absolutely not.
Lorraine reminds me a lot of Kitty Foreman.
Just drinking vodka.
Yeah, I can see that.
A few generations later.
I love how, everyone, whenever you watch this movie, and I don't care when you watch it, when you're 13 or 40 or whatever, you're like, oh man, me and my wife are never going to be like that. And then when you're 50, here you are.
The enchantment under the sea dance. I mean, if you couldn't close at the end of that, it just was never going to happen, right?
Yeah, literally just find a closet to come out of because there's something wrong with you.
Hang up your jersey from the rafters because it's over.
Literally, man, if you can't close at prom, like what you must have picked the wrong girl or did something wrong.
Yeah, that's me. I picked a really, really, really religious girl to take the prom for some reason.
That was so weird. I mean, she was a really, really nice girl, but like, you didn't even get to take pictures with us, did you?
No, and I had another girlfriend at the time.
Was she really hot? Because sometimes you like get the really religious girl, like, okay, maybe I can. Basically, a really religious girl is like a guitar. You pick it up, you're like, man, if I could play this, it'd be awesome. But then after 10 minutes, you're like, this is way too hard. I'm just gonna go do something else.
No, I had this like joke crush on this basketball player. Like Jeff knows, like we would always go to every girls and guys basketball game. And I just had a joke crush on this girl. And, I was like, fuck it. I've been liking this girl for 2 years. I hardly ever talked to her in real life. And I asked her to prom. She said yes.
She was really nice and like a stud basketball player. She was like on varsity as a sophomore, which at our school is hard to do. But all right, Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah,
Now pay attention because when he runs over the pine tree when he goes back to the future and comes back, it's just Lone Pines Mall.
So Jeff, in the original script, Doc Brown actually had a chimp, not a dog, which is
I did hear that.
Almost, I love this dog, but almost cooler, kind of.
Also, anytime I get caught doing something I'm not, I scream like he does. The Libyans! They found me, Marty. I don't know how they found me, but they found me. He gives them like pinball parts instead of a bomb.
And apparently they kind of said that the reason Marty's working for Doc is Marty was really young, probably around 8, and he broke into Doc's lab, and Doc liked him so much that he just offered him a job.
See, I was always saying as a kid, it made me feel like, you know, you don't find it weird that a young guy is hanging out with an old guy. In these movies, you have all these weird friendships develop, and you never question it. Only when you get older, you're like, why are they friends?
Yeah, this is way before, Penn State football. I mean, Penn State football is still going on, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're actually in the midst of it, but yeah.
Yeah,
Joe Pa was
it's actually happening right now, so actually my comparison makes no sense.
All right, so the DeLorean.
So I don't. You might be saying this, but also they were going to use a refrigerator to go back in time, not a DeLorean.
Yeah. First off, Christopher Lloyd, I mean, when we were kids, he was in so many awesome movies, like The Page Master, Dennis the Menace, obviously. But speaking of the DeLorean, writers Bob Gale. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's Al. Yeah, he was in everything as kids. He was a fucking goat. Writers Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis actually received a fan letter from John DeLorean. That's actually the name of the guy who invented the car. After the film's release, thanking them for immortalizing his car.
And also, at the front of the grill, doesn't it say AMC?
It did, yeah.
That's a good question.
Which I think is where AMC theaters came from, I believe. That's not a fun fact that you might want to fact check me on that, but I believe that's true. And if not, then, I don't know, get your own fucking pod and talk about it.
That's the only other dude. As a kid, I was like, I could go home if I taped 4 of our remote controls together. I could fucking build this.
What if Christopher Lloyd yells cut? He's like, listen, this antenna is just not fucking big enough. We need at least 3 feet taller.
Like, Chris, we've already extended it twice. I miss camcorders. And of course, the iconic shot as they go back in time and the flames are underneath Marty and Doc.
And if you listen a lot, this is how. See, I think that says AMC. I don't know, but this is how Brian Vander acts in real life. He acts just like Doc all the time.
That's who we should get to play him in the remake.
That is, except he would have like a Miller High Life in one hand and be like, "Here, someone hold this for me."
See, this is my favorite meme, Jeff. Whenever it says blah blah blah, you're gonna see some serious shit. That's like one of the greatest memes ever.
I also love in the third one where they go to the Wild West how he uses this. When the Indians are chasing him, the remote control.
See, I really don't care for 2 and 3 that much.
I don't like the second one, but I love the third one because to me the future.
I haven't seen the third one. Yeah.
The future isn't as interesting as him meeting his parents in high school.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just go back. That's true.
Although I'm surprised you don't like the second one because Biff's whole thing is he has the sports almanac and he's gambling.
Yeah, I mean, there's parts of it, but after a while, I can't set. It's not like when this is on, I will call my wife and I'll be like, "Hey, Back to the Future's on," and she'll come out of her room or whatever she's ever does back there, and then come and watch it. But the other two, I can't watch. Like they're okay. God,
88 miles per hour is dangerous because then people on the highway are like, "Fuck it, let's hit 88." See what happens. Like, but we don't have a flux capacitor. Just being
more fun after the second one. Like the second one was good, I remember, but never I was like.
How long did it take? How long did it take him to figure out this?
Doc?
Yeah.
Well, he got the idea for the flux capacitor when he hit his head on the toilet in 1965.
Yeah.
But he didn't actually build it. This is the first successful time travel he's done. Because he needed
plutonium. The first time he tested it?
Well, remember he says he needs plutonium to make it jump.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's impossible to get. That's why he had to lie to the Libyan guy, say, "Hey, give me your plutonium, I'll make you a bomb." And he just took the plutonium and gave him like a pinball machine.
Scientist. Yeah, we're still here. I'm still in my house waiting on a vaccine.
Well, because Dr. Emmett Brown's not on the case.
That's true. Yeah, why don't we have him on fucking CNN talking about this shit? Fuck Fauci. Put Dr. Emmett Brown. If Christopher Lloyd showed up on Doc Emmett Brown, the next White House president, would anyone care?
No.
It would just be like, yes, finally.
And it just says on the graphic, Dr. Emmett Brown. We don't even act like he's an actor.
Yeah.
I also love how
Now,
the
yeah.
ladies here show up in a Volkswagen van.
Which I would. Have you ever been to Libya?
I have not. Have you?
That's all they drive.
Volkswagen
I
van.
I summer there sometimes. Yeah.
Has anyone ever vacationed in Libya? Like, is that a thing?
Probably not
Yeah.
anymore, but probably used to.
Well,
It's
this
like a
movie-
north, like on Mediterranean.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
I don't know.
Ireland or London.
I think this movie killed all of the tourism to Libya.
Libya was like, "Come on, guys." It's
We're
not-
not like that! It was one side. He stole from us. You actually could side with the Libyans. I'm sure Cycles
When
indefensive.
someone sells you plutonium, how do you not buy it?
I don't think Christopher Lloyd had to do anything with his hair either. I think his hair just grows like that too.
Yeah, they probably had to tone it
Great.
down, to be honest. Einstein's like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but I'm a dog, so I'm always happy. He time traveled for exactly 1 minute.
I love the dog, but now that there's a chimp, I would love to have seen that too.
Yeah. Einstein goes 1 minute into the future, so I could have finished having sex in the time he traveled.
Absolutely.
Twice.
What would you have done with the other 45 seconds in the future?
That's a good question.
Probably talk, I guess. I don't know.
Just do some pillow talk.
This one shows you where you're going. This one shows you where you are. This one shows you where you've been. Classic.
October 26th, Back to the Future Day, forever.
Yep.
Would you guys want to meet your parents if you had the chance at that age?
I would.
Okay, let's say this. What if you could time travel back to any time? What would you
In
do?
history or in your life, or something that impacts your world?
Just in history. Like if you had this right now, where would you go?
I think I just want to go to the 70s, to be honest. I don't have like. I think that'd be cooler to be seeing like a
Question, but
specific
I'm not
event.
really prepared to answer. I'm trying to think.
I don't. There's not like a specific event I want to see. I just think it'd be cool to live in like a different time period.
Yeah. I'll go to the Titanic and watch that unfold.
Nice.
What from like a
See some.
jet ski across the water? Like man, wait.
Yeah, yeah. Just be like, "What's up?"
Hop on John
What's over
Garrett's
there?
jet ski from Tiger King.
With your Jason Aldean speaker, just cranking in the water.
Yeah. One of
Yeah,
those
I mean,
portable-
I love like the summer of '69 or like and I don't know.
Like, if I
Vegas
could
back
do
in
it-
the '60s would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If I could do it for like multiple instances, like I'd go see Star Wars the first time. I'd like go to moments in history.
Yeah,
I don't know if like one specific time I would go to. Like, I would
what
love to
event
see
would
major.
you want to
events.
go to? Like, I mean, I would love to go see like Ali's first fight or something. I'm trying to think, man. I don't know. Go see like a Yankees game and when like Mantle played would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick. He's like, this thing is
The possibility
nuclear. We
would
just
be
put your
endless.
dog in it.
Jeff Mantle's a rookie, and we're like, "What are you here for?" Like, "Oh, I just want to see Mickey Mouse." He's like, "The fucking guy's a bum. Why are you fucking here to see him?"
He's basically a wash-up at 19. That's all I'm saying.
He fucking sucks. I can't wait till he goes plays for the Sox. Fuck that guy.
Fucking
He won't
sell.
be worth a shit.
So this is the aforementioned plutonium.
Yes, which basically, like, I don't know if this is gonna explode or he's just dressed to go to the grocery store later. But this is some serious shit that he's putting
Doc-
in the.
Doc makes some serious
Capacitor.
upgrades later because in the second one he can basically run the thing off of trash.
God, this is great.
Marty's like, do you have a yellow suit? White isn't very slimming.
Yeah,
I got a couple options.
Black is actually black would be preferable.
and I've been tanning all summer, so it'll look pretty cool with my skin.
He's like, I guess. I
This
missed
is a
those.
hell of an internship, though, man.
This look
Doc
great
Brown.
on an application. Yeah, built time machine. Can you elaborate on that? I actually can't. No.
Doc Brown time travels. Marty's trying to get a job. He's like, yeah, I know you interned for him. You just don't have as much experience as this other person that's been working here for 5 years. So
It's like, we need a minority hire, Marty. I don't know. There's not a way to say this. This other person's Pakistani, so the deck is stacked against you.
I really do miss camcorders, man.
I know, they were awesome. Just take the VHS out, plug it right into your VHS player.
You say that, carry that thing around for 30 minutes filming something, and you'll be like, okay, where's my phone?
Yeah, let's ask my mom how much fun our vacations were.
I just remember, like we had videos of everything as kids. Now I know we record a lot on our phones, but it's not the same.
Nothing. They found me, Marty. I don't know how they found me, but they found me. I say that one all the time.
Well, it's a small town, and we're in the middle of the mall. So.
Yeah, this is like when you're in high school out drinking in the middle of a field and a cop comes. Like, they found us. I don't know how they found us, but they found us.
They found us. Well, maybe it's the loud music. I'm not sure.
No, and the fact that everyone here tweeted that we'll be in the empty field drinking.
Guys, Richard L. Dunn, his name is Terrorist.
By the way, I'm only 16.
Who's a worse shot, Doc or Harry from Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber? I don't know. Or a stormtrooper.
Harry, you're a terrible
If you had
shot.
to kill someone.
God, that'd be...
Richard Duran is the gunman, and his name in the movie is Terrorist, so that's got to be good on the resume.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Okay, so Michael J. Fox, he's doing this movie. He doesn't really want to, but people basically talk him into it, and probably money comes into play. During this scene, Spielberg's probably like, okay, you come up, he talks, and the Libyans comes and shoots him, and then you go back and you time travel. I bet he's probably thinking, this is the dumbest fucking movie ever. No one's going to see this, but whatever.
Yeah, he's like, I'm getting 2 hours of sleep a night for this shit.
Yeah.
It is one of those movies that if it's... Nor
did he know 25, 30 years from now that a strand of really good car driving renegades would steal DVD players, and yet we still have movies from it today.
This guy's fucking not the best shot with the machine gun. The DeLorean at the time, was that like the hot sports car?
Well, the driver of that van is just awful.
It's like he's trying to test the machine gun guy. Like, maybe that guy's an intern.
Yeah, I feel bad for the machine gun guy. Like, it's not his fault, man.
We're trying to see if we want to bring you on full time, and part of that is the on-the-job training you're going to get right here.
Where are the cops? Like,
they have no
jurisdiction. The CIA.
Twin Pines Mall. Do you think the cops want any part of Libyan terrorists in Hill Valley?
You got a fucking rocket launcher on there.
That's what I would say. Holy shit. Yeah, hit 88.
Let's see what this bastard can do. All he's probably thinking is, wonder if Doc will let me borrow this car so I can fuck Jennifer tomorrow at the lake.
He's like, that's how God is. He closes one door and he opens another.
Yeah, right.
Old man Peabody's farm.
One thing I would do is I would time travel to when me and my wife's first date and basically tell her everything that would happen in the future, and she'd probably think I was the biggest fucking crazy ass dude ever. But that'd be really
Did you watch
fun.
the HBO Watchmen series?
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard awesome
they
things.
Do that?
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan kind of does that.
Old man Peabody's like, I hope it's not a colored fella. Wait, what?
Again.
I can't say that.
Well, yeah, I can. It's the 50s. Oh, yeah, I get. Well, we can still be better, right?
Yeah, you can be above that.
Like, just because you're in the 50s doesn't mean you have to
inherently be racist.
Yeah. It does help, though.
Yeah, this suit. I do love when he goes to George later with the suit on, and he like makes up all the science fiction characters that he knows.
So I think about this movie. I shit you not every day in my life. So when I see something, and I'll think, man, if I was traveling through time, what would I think? And every day now, when I see people with masks and all this stuff, I'm like, if I was traveling through time, what would I think first? Like, I would think that basically someone came up with some spray that they spread over the United States, and if you breathe it in, you would like die or something. Like North Korea did that to us or something.
Then
And I
also
do that
you'd be like,
every
how
day
can
when
I?
see-
Now you're like, how can I travel back? That's what you first thing you probably think.
Anybody with a shotgun.
Could you
Hell,
imagine
wait,
going to like the Roman era and like just take a couple of guns with you, and you could take over? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Just by
Literally,
showing
yeah.
off like just a
It'll be
few
like-
guns. Like just go up to Caesar, he'll be like, "Fuck it, it's yours. You have all of Rome now."
That's why in the third one, he when they go back to the Old West, there's like a leak in his fuel tank, and he fixes that, but he's like, how am I going to get gasoline?
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole like plot device of the movie.
Because
The
right
whole
now,
movie's
this
just him
car,
looking for
I
gas.
mean, no one has a car like this in the 50s. I think the Corvette came out in the 60s.
Yeah. Now he realizes his
This is a
neighborhood
cool
isn't even
thing, too.
built.
I love this part.
Hey, just hang out. It should be up soon. I mean,
Yeah, this is before we had a lot of Hispanics in the country, too, so this will take years to get built.
they still have a coming soon sign.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's relative, I guess.
It's great. Look at that car.
This is back when. See, that's weird because back then people actually would stop their car for you. There was
Yeah,
no.
he's white.
Yeah, especially, yeah, he's white. What's he gonna do?
Is it
Literally,
called-
though, if you were I do like the second one, Jeff, because of what Biff did. But if you were back there, man, you could create the internet, you could create Facebook,
Oh,
create
yeah, you could do
people,
anything.
create all that shit.
He's mad at the car. He's like, "Fuck, my mix CD is stuck in there." It's a fire mix.
What's one sporting event you would bet on if you go back? Because I know mine, and it would be Giants Patriots, because no one thought the Giants were going to
Yeah,
win.
I'm trying to think of like.
Mine would be betting on Leicester City before the Premier League season. They were 1 to like 5,000 or 10,000 odds or whatever. It was a record, and then they won it. So if you had bet like $1 or whatever, it was more than that. I can't remember exactly, but betting like $1 was like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I might go back to when the Red Sox were down 3-0 to the Yankees and
Yeah.
bet them then.
Or what
Ooh,
about
that would've been
Appalachian State versus Michigan?
It'd be a good
Hell
one.
yeah, that'd be a good
That
one.
would have paid out.
Boise State OU.
No, that's yeah. Talk about that one.
All right, he's like, this looks familiar. Mayor Goldie Wilson, I forgot about him. He's just working at the Shake Shop.
What were you gonna bet on Boise State OU that like a black guy and a white girl couldn't get married?
I don't see color, so I don't know what you're referring to.
That's a deep cut. People actually have to research that game to even know what I'm talking about before they call me racist.
Disney has the rights. I do love the whole Matt. Do we have a fact? Not to like give any of us homework, but I wonder if this whole set was just built or if they repurposed like a town square. Because a lot of the movie takes place here.
Well, a lot of it hasn't changed that much, but they changed a lot of the signage and everything like that, made it look cleaner. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is shot in a town. I'll have to look what town. Because
What
this
a
is
great
beautiful
town slogan! A nice place to live.
Won't
Won't-
get mugged probably.
Seriously, won't murder
Maybe.
you, Ella. Yeah, probably. Why would you even ask that? There's a long slogan. I think we can trim it down a little bit.
Of course, it's filmed in California, in the city of Industry, California. Well, obviously, it
Industry?
had mountains. There's mountains up there.
Is Hill-
1955
Is Hill Valley an actual place?
in California.
Like, is he supposed to be in a town in California, or is it just like made up for the?
No, he's supposed to be in a town in California. Hill Valley is a fictitious town in California. They just probably called it Hill Valley because that sounds more like a town name than Industry.
Dude, if he had like $20 in his pocket, he could live for like 2 months.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I
So
do
this is
love that he's wearing
1955.
4 layers.
So this is 1955, 1 year before really rock and roll. because Elvis came in '56.
Well, that's why he's about to introduce him to Johnny B. Good, and their brains can't even fucking handle it.
Yeah, they're just like, what the fuck is that? So would that be like us in the '80s listening to like Cardi B or something? I guess.
But now I'm still cringing when I hear Cardi.
Don't need a sweater. Like she. In the '80s though, Cardi B is still a prostitute. So.
How old do you think Cardi B is?
Well, I'm saying
60?
she probably was when she was 6. I don't know. 30?
You want a Pepsi, pal? You're gonna pay for it.
I do love that. That would be something that would definitely happen.
He's like, give me some without sugar. They're like, I don't understand. What sugar don't cause no health problems. Oh, that's right. It is 1955.
So this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite type of restaurants, dude. These
Sorry,
like soda
Matt,
pop in the 50s.
Real quick,
sorry.
Billy Zane is one of Biff's. This is his first ever acting.
That's fucking
gig.
Billy Zane. Oh my god! I love
Didn't mean to interrupt, but there it is.
What a perfect person to have on the pod when Billy Zane's in the house.
Yeah,
Ronnie
this
cycling.
became my favorite movie ever too, Jeff.
The biggest Billy Zane backer. Check out our Titanic movie comment.
I don't think he has a line, but he's in so much of the movie, and he has some great face acting. So we just watched.
Dude, look at his. Yeah, he's selling it, man. Can I just tell you really quick about diners like this? So my wife, at one point when we were dating, she worked in this like really, really remote area of the country, and the town was less than 1,000 people, and she was doing research out there. I visited her one time, and they had a cafe. They had one restaurant, and it was a 50 themes diner. And when I went, I realized it wasn't 50s themed. It just hadn't been updated
in 58 years. Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, this is real.
So cool.
This
You're like, oh, I like the theme here. They're like, what are you talking about?
What theme?
And you get cereal at a diner. Like, that's awesome.
God, that's old school.
The best diner I've been to is there's one in Nashville where like all of the stars like worked at when they were trying to get their I can't remember what the fuck it was called, but it basically looked like this, where it was kind of like an RV type thing. It was fucking awesome.
Charlie Conway's mom works at one of those in Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And then Johnny Rockets in Vegas. It's a lot of them, but the waiters actually dance and sing, and they're dressed like Elvis. Like they have the hairstyles and stuff like that. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool. Goldie Wilson's
I love this too. He's like, yeah, you're gonna be the mayor.
And I'm gonna go to night school because I'm not allowed to get school with the white folks during the day because fuck y'all. Yeah, it's not right, Goldie. I'm telling you, but it's the world we live in. Anyway, can I get a milkshake?
I love how he just believes him immediately. He doesn't like be like, "Who are you, crazy guy?" He's like, "Yeah, you know what? That's right."
Sorry, one more diner. It's called the Heart Attack Cafe in downtown Las Vegas. Go there. Actually, if you can eat a 5-pound hamburger, you get it free.
5 pounds?
And yes, and there's a scale outside, Jeff. And if you weigh yourself and you're over 300 pounds, you eat free. Heart Attack Cafe in Vegas on Freeway Street.
So most of America can eat there for free.
So Geiger, you could eat for free twice, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really realize how fat I was till I went to Jeff's mom's house, and she basically pointed her finger and said, "That is the fattest human I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah, that was really weird for her to do.
Yeah, it was.
She's such a nice woman usually.
She had to say something.
I've gone through a lot of counseling. I mean, I haven't shot myself yet, so I'm getting through it. I'm not working.
Jeff was there. I did eat a 5-pound burrito in 15 minutes once.
Yeah, I ordered the 5-pound burger as an appetizer, and then went somewhere else for my meal.
It's like that burrito ruined your whole weekend, to be honest.
Oh my god, I was proud of myself, and then it was just the worst experience of my life the next few hours.
Can you imagine finding out your dad is a peeping Tom? I'd be like, fuck.
Well, this is way before Pornhub, Jeff, when you could just get it on your phone and masturbate in peace. I mean, this is all people had.
And back then, you see a girl in like her bra, and it's like, well, that's gonna last me for 2 weeks. Nowadays, like 6-year-olds aren't even fazed by that.
What did people masturbate to in the 50s? The JCPenney's catalog in the underwear section? Like, what
Yeah.
Probably like the word sex just written out was enough to arouse them.
Ankles, I heard, were pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of
Or
ankles.
were you just really nice to your girlfriend or wife, so they maybe give it to you more? Like, just comment below, let me know. It sounds like hard times.
Oh, Matt, sounds like you're getting fresh.
Who is listening to us that is going to comment about how they got it on in the 50s?
In the 50s? I'm sure we got so. Well, Banner's uncle listens to us. Was he alive in the 50s?
I mean, if Henrik is a time traveler, I guarantee you he was fucking chicks in the 50s. I don't know. This is what really would freak me out, because you hear your mom, so you're just assuming, okay, I had a bad dream.
I thought Leah Thompson was like the hottest chick ever. Her and Cindy Crawford when I was growing up.
She was. And I don't mean this as disrespect
She's
to
still
Leah
beautiful.
Thompson.
I was just saying when I was a kid.
Oh, she's gorgeous. This is not a diss to Leah Thompson. I mean it as a compliment. She's hotter than Cindy Crawford to me because she's like kind of gettable, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Cindy Crawford would just laugh at me.
Well, Cindy seems like she'd be a lot of maintenance. Leah seems like she would actually, every woman's maintenance, come on. But she seems like she could, like, you know, be okay to deal with and live with and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I forgot she calls him
Do they ever address why they don't remember him in life in the other ones? I don't remember.
They don't, although when he leaves, they do say they like the name Marty. And then, of course,
I remember that part, yeah.
So then they named their second son that.
This would be weird as shit to see your parents when they're your age and see what they acted like and stuff. I'm sure my dad acted the exact same because he still acts like he's 20, but it'd be weird to see.
Definitely.
Yeah, like if it goes wrong, like even if you just like fundamentally don't get along, it could like really mentally scar you.
Right. Plus, to Cycly's point, like I wonder, and Avengers Endgame kind of gets into how like when you're watching a time travel movie, you can't worry about the rules because it's not possible anyway. But like they remember Marty McFly, I'm sure. So when their son grows up to look exactly like him, are they like, what?
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, come on, question that.
Matt, maybe you'll know her younger brother, Lorraine's. He's in some other. Was he in the Wonder Years?
No, he's in Wonder Years.
Okay, that looked familiar.
Yeah.
Great line. Get used to those bars, kid. I love how they would give kids an abacus to play with when they were younger. Like, what the fuck? Now they have iPads.
Dude, if you find a girl as thirsty as Leah Thompson, as hot as her in high school, and then when you're done in her room, her family cooks you dinner, keep her.
And it's
like,
meatloaf.
What the hell? Unless she's your mom, then don't, because that's fucked up.
I think that's the big factor here, Matt. I would imagine that's.
I do believe it is playing a role. Yes.
It's a little tight roadblock, and I'm not sure me and my counselor can ever get over it. So.
What's the line in Wedding Crashers? When we get back, I'm going to tell Dr. Epstein we got some new issues. We can put Mom on the back for a little while.
Mom on the back right now.
I love the part where he's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this one. Have you seen this shit? It's brand new."
Yeah. And well, he said no one has two television sets because he just said, yeah we got two.
He's making a joke, son.
It's brand new.
Can I just say this as a general statement? The things that people laughed at back then, like Abbott and Costello, the Three Stooges, I get that they were like iconic, but it's beyond cringeworthy to watch those acts now. Like, what was wrong with our public zeitgeist?
They tried like 6 years ago to make another Three Stooges movie. Remember, it was like so universally
terrible.
I just don't get how that. And those guys
never wanted to see it.
Those guys were like the icons of comedy. Like, who's on first?
So let's put this in perspective. This is 55. He lives in 85, so that's 30 years. But now it's like 30 years from the 80s. But if you watch Eddie Murphy Raw or any of his stand-ups, they're fucking great. Robin Williams. So comedy just sucked back then. I'll watch shit back in the 70s. Well, Jeff, we did Caddyshack. I mean, that was 1980. That was almost the 70s. Like, it's still hilarious. I mean, I don't know what the fuck was going on in the 50s.
And I can't imagine at the time how raunchy Caddyshack was. Like, to the...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude, I would sprint out of there.
Yeah, I think people were just miserable for the most part back then.
Yeah. That is a strange boy. That we used to talk about this. I can't remember which commentary it was on, but like their milk delivered by a milkman. As a nation, we used to drink so much dairy that it was someone's sole job to bring it to our doors.
Well, also sleep with the women.
Oh, that's right. That would really slow down his
main
route.
job, is the milkman.
Now,
Another house. Fuck, I don't have enough time.
I am exhausted. Now, I don't know if this is part of the joke, but they really don't make Doc look any different.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I always love that.
I think it is part of the joke, though.
Well, I mean, mad scientists never care about their looks, right? You know?
Well, as Banner would say, like, mad scientist. I think they do actually show him. He's putting, like, some cream on his face that he invented, like an anti-aging cream.
Yeah.
Cycly, are you getting...
What is it, like, supposed to be the same dog, but it's 30 years later?
Are you getting a Riddler from
So that dog
Batman
is a
Forever
puppy.
vibes here?
Yes. Ooh, maybe that's what inspired Jim Carrey.
It has to, right? Now that I'm looking at this is basically a straight-up ripoff.
Yeah, I've never thought about that. Yeah.
They copied this exactly. Geiger, what movie
Check out our
copied
commentary on
this?
that.
Yeah, you already know, see?
Batman Forever. Which not many people have. I'm surprised. Check it out. It's not that bad.
Do it. Not that bad. It's harmless.
That's such me shoving it down your throat. It's honestly not that bad. It's kind of funny.
It's a hard sell. If anybody's going to believe this, though, it's Dr. Emmett Brown. He's like, who's the president? Reagan. The actor?
Oh yeah,
That's what it would be like today.
No, and what does he say?
Yeah.
Like, and who's the vice president? Bob Hope or some shit like.
Yeah, well, I mean, that'd be the same if you go to the 90s, like, who's the president? Someone says Donald Trump. They're like, there's no fucking way. There's no way.
The guy in Home Alone?
The celebrity president.
2 Lost in New York? Yeah, him.
Yeah.
This picture device, maybe this is part of the pitch, too, because the picture of his family is like the whole, like, it's what the narrative is told through. I could see them being like, dude, that's fucking weird. So his siblings are disappearing. Pretty mediocre photographic fakery.
Yeah, like, this is the best photo you have? Jesus. So if we had a time travel machine, would our marriages be better or worse? Would we not have as many fights? Because we'd actually know what our wife was mad about.
That's implying that us being right stops the fight.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think that
that's-
just leads to more fights.
More fights because we know how to be right. That's true.
Then they'd
You know how
find
the
out.
fights would be like, you know everything, don't
Yeah.
you?
Well, then they'd find out we're time traveling, and they're like, "That's not even fucking fair, asshole."
Yeah, they'd be pissed about that.
Baby.
What do you want? I want you to not want to time travel. I'm like, well, that.
Jesus,
could be
Brooke,
just
you're starting to
thing.
say. I want you to want to do dishes. Why would someone want to do dishes? Yeah, the flux capacitor is where he got him. Also, how cool of a fucking name for anything is the flux capacitor?
I don't even know how the fuck you'd come up with that.
You must be like in the middle of some binge with like a bunch of blowing prostitutes. You're like, stop! I got it.
So Back to the Future 2 came out in 89 and 3 came out in 90. So they waited a while to do the second one and then they, did the third one the next year.
They actually filmed those two back to back because at the end of the second one, they like teased the third one. I think they show like a few clips from it, which at the time was like, to film movies back to back was pretty presumptuous.
Yeah. They didn't even do that with Star Wars, did they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
I mean, the
they
prequels.
originally weren't planning, yeah. The first one didn't have episode
not
4
the
attached to it.
prequels.
It just said A New Hope.
Every
so when did they-
greatest idea ever was written on a bar napkin.
100%. Cycling, quick aside with Star Wars, do you know if when Empire was released, did that have an episode title on it?
Yeah, that's
number
the
on it?
first one that had 5. Yeah, they added the 4 before Empire came out, I think.
Now, the genius work just to get this hooked up to a TV in 1955 is...
I'm an old man.
looks exactly the same.
Oh man, did they
Like
even make it? they ever put him through makeup or anything to make
No.
him look older?
I think that's part of the
Or
gag.
we're
Is
just talking about.
Yeah, okay.
part of the gag is like he doesn't age. There is one scene where he's like rubbing some lotion on his face, and he's like, it's anti-aging or some shit. But it's the funny thing is they just were like, fuck it, we'll just keep you the same.
See, I think it'd be cool to go back to the future nowadays and if they redid this movie and show someone in the 80s a cell phone. Like, that scene would be awesome.
God, like this.
Oh my god.
Technology we have in our pocket.
Yeah.
1.21 gigawatts.
I mean,
It's an alarm clock. It's everything.
that's
is my
your
This is
go-to
Banner.
on the
Like,
clock.
this is Banner.
This is my reaction
To
at
a T.
Chipotle when they tell you how much extra guac is. 1.21 gigawatts. $3?
For guac? Like, what the fuck? Why didn't it
Christ.
come with it?
Yeah, that in
Well, you
1985.
can go to you can go to Burrito Jimmy if you want. Please, I'm not a savage. Just add it on. It's fine.
I have standards. I love the line, like, such a cynical vision of the future. I'm sure in 1985 you can buy plutonium at the drugstore, but here it's a little hard to come by. I do love how every movie the phone numbers are 555.
Michael J. Fox right now, his whole thing is like, just get me back. I'm gonna get laid tomorrow by Jennifer. Like, you don't understand.
Well-
There's nothing more important.
We've got to figure it out then.
Honestly, in high school and college, was there any more thing important than getting laid?
No.
Oh, in fact, there's a whole genre of movies around high schoolers trying to get laid.
So- Sorry, as 35-year-olds, is there anything more important than getting laid right now?
Yes. Everything.
I mean, bills are, I guess, important.
That is true. Bills.
That was the thing is like in college, or you could always screw over your friend if you're like your friend's like, dude, come on, you said we were gonna do this. You're like, dude, I might get laid, and it's like, all right, yeah, go do.
Oh,
that.
shit,
It was
no.
always understandable. It was always an out.
Then breaking the fourth wall, we love, and then he kind of looks off like, did I really do that? That would be a drink and action movie bingo. Geiger said the title of the movie.
See, the other bracket I'd love to have, Jeff, is we've talked a lot on the Bro Force Squad about perfect movies. We've talked about perfect movies, and this is definitely a perfect movie. And just have all these perfect movies go up against each other and see what is the most perfect movie of all time. Because I would say this one has a legitimate shot of winning.
Oh, yeah. It's got everything.
Everything.
He's like, you didn't interact with anybody, did you? No, I mean, I maybe fucked up, like, my whole existence, but besides that, I didn't really.
The reason this movie is so great is very well acted. The story is fantastic. The songs and everything. But it makes everyone have a conversation. Like, when you're done watching this movie, I mean, you ask the question to yourself, what would it be like if I met my dad and he was my age at the same time? What would it be like, if me and my girlfriend went back to the 60s and just lived for a while? Like, how cool would that be?
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes the movie so great is, like you said, is this movie walked a fine line. It could have gone easily wrong the other way.
Yeah.
And as far as,
they
like,
had to be so perfect to pull it off, and they did.
the science fiction aspect is pretty much gone. Like, now it's just a period piece, which is what the fun part is, George. Like, bullies back then, dude, is so rudimentary. Like, he doesn't realize there's a kick me sign on his back. And of course, Skinner gets mad at him for getting his ass beat.
Enabling bullies, man.
God, it's so great. You're a
I don't think-
slacker, McFly. You've always been a slacker.
I don't think he's using the term slacker appropriately, though. Like,
Yeah,
George's
Because I'm
problem,
getting beat up.
yeah, George's problem, exactly. Slacker means you get your ass beat. George's issue isn't that he's lazy. It's that he, probably the opposite. He does too much focus on school.
with the way we are now with with weights and everything, though, if you went back to the 50s, you'd be the greatest fucking athlete ever.
Oh
because they
my
don't
God.
like you could literally be a fucking animal.
I was watching a new show on Netflix. It's about the origination of English soccer in the 1850s. And I was cracking up. I was like, I would school these guys. These are the best in the world. Oh, they're pathetic.
The way they play. Yeah, like, go watch, like,
Yeah.
Pete Maravich had, like, modern skills. That's why he was able to
Yeah.
literally, like, fucking dribble around people.
Well, when all the NBA players, I don't even know if it's called the NBA at the time, were white, and they would dribble and do that one knee up jump shot kind of thing.
Oh my god, I'd swat that shit in the third row. This is where Doc's like, we have a problem. And this is where schools
used to do that. Like, you talk to them, and their friends would grab them by the arm, and they giggle and run away.
No, that never happened to me.
Oh, okay.
It's back when school security was a lot less. A 60-year-old guy could just walk around the halls. Nobody had issues with it.
Yeah. You don't even have a fucking name tag. Like, he hasn't even checked in the office.
Back the day you could walk the halls without everyone throwing a fucking fit.
Oh, shit.
A kid who's not enrolled at the school and his 49-year-old friend. These kids are late. What were they doing in the bathroom?
Smoking doobies.
Binge drinking.
You think doing alcohol is cool?
Well, that's back in the 50s, man. Smoking marijuana would basically make your brain fall out of your head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Has any of your guys' schools ever had an enchantment under the sea dance? I mean, I think it's a great theme.
I mean, I'm sure they have, yeah.
I can tell you, honestly, I don't remember any of our themes.
I think our prom cycle was like old movies or like old Hollywood.
Yeah, you might be right.
This is kind of a stupid question. Hey, you think the hottest chick in school that's really thirsty for the D, you think she's like pretty? Well, yeah, everyone does.
I don't know. Is this a trap or like what? Hey, George, why do you have 4 notepads out simultaneously? Just write on one.
He's writing science fiction novels.
I don't know if I could handle that kind of rejection. Well, listen, George. George, are you a fucking Jedi Padawan? What is that hair hanging down your head?
Yeah,
cut that thing.
This is
I'm ready.
before it must have brutally murdered all the younglings.
George's like, I'm ready for the trials. I actually like his jacket, though.
Master Skywalker, they're all around us.
Psyche love this one. Perhaps someone erased it from the archive memory. That fucking kid. God, how did Lucas... I don't want to get on it. But
the lightsaber was pro-choice before pro-choice. Pro-choice. Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
What's for lunch here? Is that mac and cheese? It looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good. And chocolate milk.
Hey, Billy Zane again.
Oh.
Where is he? Where's Billy Zane?
Where's Billy Zane?
He probably has a history test.
Yeah, he's like the one guy taking his schoolwork seriously.
Why is that dude wearing 3D glasses that we wore in 2015 to go see movies? That makes no sense.
Cycling and I wore that to go see My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Oh, man.
Say this about Marty.
And then we went out on the town and...
Or hammer trunk.
Some girl took the 3D glasses and put them on. She's like, I don't see any different. Like, because we're already in 3D.
Genius. Marty doesn't give a fuck about weight classes.
No. So this movie is 100%, but honestly, Teen Wolf's like an 89 for me. I love Teen Wolf.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Teen Wolf is good, but it's not. It doesn't hold up as good as this does, obviously.
No, not this. I'm saying it's an 89%. It's not 100%, but it's a good movie.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up. This fact before I say it out loud. Listen, George. If you don't blow it inside of Lorraine, I'm not going to exist. Well, that's a confusing.
I wonder if he knows what blow it inside means or anything. Wonder what kind of lingo they had back then.
You know who's in Teen Wolf 2? You never saw it, but just an interesting fact, is Jason Bateman.
Huh.
It was his first movie.
I didn't even know there was a second one.
That's him. They look like Christian Slater 2.0. This is where he's got to pull out.
Oh, he plays Van Halen. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Plays Eruption. There's no way they'd even know what the fuck this is in the 50s. They'd be like, what the hell is that shit?
And now nerds would say blasphemy, but he's going to combine the two classic franchises. Actually,
Technically, Star Wars wasn't even the same universe as Star Trek. God, if you gave a science fiction nerd in the 50s a book on Star Wars, they would come in their pants.
Oh my god.
that would be the first time they came, probably.
Yeah, that would be. They'd be like, what the hell is this, and why is my underwear covered in mayonnaise?
At this point, was Coca-Cola still made with little bits of cocaine?
I don't think so anymore.
Yeah, this is when America was great again. You're damn right it was.
How do we not all have diabetes? Think about how much sugar everybody just used to consume.
Okay, if we're gonna fucking bring this up, Jeff, why was everyone back in the 50s skinny, but the diet was so bad? It has to be like we must be like doing something to our food or something, because now everyone's fat. Makes no sense.
I think also portion sizes.
Yeah, portion size, yeah, possibly.
People walked a little bit. They actually went outside.
Yeah, it probably actually, I bet it is just working out where people rode their bikes everywhere and actually did shit, probably.
Yeah. I can tell you when I studied abroad in Germany, I was eating more and drinking more than I ever had in my life, and I lost weight because I was walking everywhere.
Wow. And you're not even as fat as I am. Like, not even close.
Well, no
I
one
mean,
is,
no
dude.
one is.
Matt, that's like, what are we comparing?
Right.
Assessment.
But this whole coronavirus thing happened, I'm like, well, I'm a shut-in anyway because I'm so fucking fat I can't even move. So.
Well, you can't get
That's
out
like
of
I
your door
eat
frame.
because
You
I'm
don't have a
unhappy.
choice.
I'm unhappy because I eat.
It's a vicious cycle. Give me a milk. Chocolate. Of course it was Lou.
Fucking Lou.
That's an incorrect
Screwed it up
mistake.
there. God, chocolate milk is delicious.
George is like, I swore off the stuff, but... Dude, I think Lorraine, the blonde friend is pretty hot, too. Actually, both of them are good lookers.
Dude, every single one, every chick at that table's fine.
I'm getting like a young Linda Cardellini vibe from her friend at the top.
Yeah. I want to say she's in stuff, but I can't say that for be true.
I love Marty's move here to Biff. All right. There's Billy Zane. He's back. Cal!
He's back. He's done studying.
He's like, I think I got an A on that test. Yeah, no one gives a fuck. We're bullies.
Yes,
Well,
cycling.
I'm
Even
more
the Nazi
just a
youth
bully
would
guy.
say your obsession with Billy Vane's a little bit too much, I think. But I'm with you. I love me some Billy Zane.
Hey, in the 50s, how real was shit about to get when the jukebox stopped?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, holy
nothing got more
fuck.
serious than that.
Oh,
Do we have a comparison today?
There is none, right?
no.
Even the fucking, like, Lou and the guy running the diner, like, oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Say what you want about Biff's size, but dude has a glass jaw.
That is true.
It's,
This poor kid. His friend, I love...
what the hell,
This is back
man?
in the day where women actually liked kind of, guys that would fight instead of, the poets or whatever. He was like reading her poetry.
Yeah, fucking poets took over.
I
man.
know,
It's
dude.
awful.
I've been dumped 3 times for dudes that wrote haikus.
Yep.
I did love when Marty took this kid's skateboard. The kid's friend actually put up quite a fight to try to get it back. Nobody ever gives him credit.
Yeah,
This was-
I don't have friends like that.
Marty made grabbing the tailgate of a truck on a skateboard look so fuck. How many kids died trying to emulate this move?
Oh my god, definitely. I mean, they how many CTE cases are like coming out nowadays?
And then you explain you're in the hospital and your parents are like, "What the fuck were you doing?" You're like, "I was trying to be Marty McFly." Like, well, fuck, that makes sense actually.
I don't think Billy Zane is actually a bully. He's just having a good time. Like he's smiling back there, and
He got caught up with the wrong crowd. How are we going to connect this to Titanic? Like somehow Cal got frozen in the ice and didn't age,
yeah,
and then he like Captain America.
Well, it definitely connects to Tombstone because when they go back in the third, I'm surprised he's not in there as an actor.
I don't think Billy Zane reprises his role in the second one. I think they recast him in this.
Why would you ever do that? He probably
Whoa.
cost too much.
Love this move too.
Great.
such a good move.
Great. See, Billy Zane's face acting in this, again, I don't think he has a single line. But I remember when I
He
went back
doesn't
and
need
rewatched
it.
Yeah, it's all.
Doesn't need it.
Actors like Billy Zane don't need your lines, Jeff.
Billy Zane actually was the biggest character. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna give all this dialogue to Michael J. Fox because that guy needs it. I can fucking carry this thing with just my jawline alone.
I'll be fine.
Like
He won't.
5 a.m. At 5 a.m., the sun's rising in California. Billy Zane's naked in front of a mirror doing facial expressions with 3 chicks sleeping in the back that he fucked the night before.
And he looks,
cocaine and
I'd
bottle of
watch
whiskey.
that movie.
and he's like, you see this hairline? I'm gonna be God forever.
Do you think Billy Zane ever thought he'd lose his hair?
No, he's the Phantom, bro.
He's like, America will shut down before I lose my hair. Well, actually, like...
Well, you're...
Doc doing a little Monday morning quarterback because you got to watch film if you want to get better.
How awesome would this be for quarterbacks if they go back to the future? Jameis Winston would be the greatest quarterback fucking ever. He'd have like no interceptions and 60 touchdowns.
Also, they would throw the ball 11 times a season, so he'd probably be in better.
Condoms wouldn't be a thing because if you got a chick pregnant, you can just go back to the future before and pull out, I guess, or something.
Stop it.
Seems like plutonium is more expensive than latex, though, but I don't know what the market value is.
That's true.
This reminds me of the Seinfeld where George recreates the boardroom, and he's like, you built this? Like, yeah, I took the afternoon off.
Yeah.
You rebuilt all... Did we need all of Hill Valley or really just the clock tower?
Yeah,
Probably not.
Shit, well, I mean, once you start, it's
a
a
hobby
fun
of
thing
mine.
to do.
It's like I got in the zone. I ordered in lunch. It was actually pretty fun.
Jeff, if you went back to the 50s and told someone, hey, I found a way to not have children, by having sex, and they're like, oh, abstinence? You're like, no.
Oh, honey,
not
sweetie. No.
Abstinence.
Oh my God, Doc's reaction. I don't know if it's this scene or the next time they test it. When this car sets the trash can on fire, he goes, "Oh!" And this is back when fire extinguishers were literally just a tank with water in them.
Yeah, there wasn't really
Like
any
it's just
science behind them. It's basically your modern day squirt bottle now for your hair.
right. You know what we should do a bracket on? Boehner would love this. Is best movie scientists.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That'd be a good
Jurassic Park would win if Banner's voting.
one. The guy from TGRI and Secret of the Ooze. Your
Yeah.
surrogate mother.
That
Would,
would be an amazing category. There would be so many to choose from.
Oh
Would
yeah.
Lucius Fox count?
Ooh. Yeah, Lucius would. Yeah, now it's just water.
Like that's just
It's literally all it is.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Meaning it's like 4 times the weight of the fire extinguishers now. He's like, dude, Doc, I don't think there's any way I can get my dad laid. Even knowing the other team's playbook, it's impossible. This is like, in 1955, for a girl to be courting a guy, it's not even forward. It's just downright slutty,
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
I know. It's like, what kind of girl do you want to be?
This is like the equivalent of a girl in, the
Wow.
2000s having a 3-way in college or something. Is her
Right.
just going and knocking on the door.
It's insane. I do love Lorraine's outfit here, though.
Yeah.
I like his shirt. Marty's shirt is badass.
Yeah,
It's
where are they
fucking
getting...
awesome.
That is pretty sick. Where are they getting his clothes, though? Like, are these Doc's he's letting him borrow?
I almost guarantee you Banner has that shirt.
Probably. Banner definitely has the hat that Doc wore to the high school earlier.
Yes. I think Doc had to Doc had to go forward to the future to borrow that hat to go back to the future to wear it in 1955.
Brian walks in his closet. He's like, "Where's my fucking hat?" So she's asking him to ask her.
Well, yeah.
Women are
he can't
crazy.
just
Women are
blatantly
nuts
ask
like
him.
that.
What a sad world we live in. She can't just ask him,
Because
she
back
notice
in the
there's another
19
guy in the room.
Well, back in the 1950s, the hottest girl apparently had to ask the guy to the dance. Come on, are we really believing this? There's no way.
Oh, Matt, Lorraine could go with someone else.
True. But I
Was
want to
there
go with him.
when did Sadie Hawkins dance, or what was it? What was the when the girl asked the guy? When did that start?
I think
That's a
that's
good
Sadie Hawkins, yeah.
But when did it start? I don't know. And I actually don't even know. Was Sadie Hawkins just like the first chick to grow a pair of balls and be like, I'm just going to ask Ted?
Yeah. Like, oh, we're gonna do
Sadie
this whole
Hawkins
dance
is-
after you, slut.
She's like the Caitlyn Jenner of asking guys those. She's the first one. That's a bad trick though, Jeff, because I remember the Sadie Hawkins dance. Like you don't like you think it's cool as a guy. Like oh maybe a really hot chick will ask me that I don't even know likes me. That never happens. It's always the girl like man I don't want to say no to her. I don't want to be a dick, but fine whatever.
Well, yeah, let's be honest. Women are much better at rejecting someone tactfully because they've had practice at it. As guys, dude, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah. Is basically the reason a guy always answers an unknown number because you're like, oh man, this is probably just some hot chick wanting to come over and bang
Yeah,
me. And it's usually
you never think,
sales.
it's my 44-year-old Vietnamese neighbor asking me to turn the volume down. Like, no, dude, this is a 9 who just has the wrong number, and she's like, I don't know if this guy responds. Maybe I'll give it up.
I think
In fifth grade, a
is
girl
that
gave me a note in.
Go cycling.
I was saying in fifth grade, a girl handed me a note in science class and it said, "Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe." I'll never forget. I was such a dick. I circled no, handed it back to her before she opened. I go, "Sorry." Oh man, I was a douche.
If you're her, you can't put. You gotta make them both yes.
I hope she's hot as hell now and comments on this that you're a dick. That'd be
Probably.
awesome.
Guys, the George McFly haircut has kind of come back.
I know. I just watched a movie
Yeah.
with Hemsworth last night. He has this exact same haircut.
Now, who pulls it off better? Fucking Crispin Glover or Chris Hemsworth?
Well, I've masturbated more to Chris Hemsworth, so I'm gonna have to pick
Mhm.
him.
I watched an interview with him on Jimmy Kimmel today, and my fiance just walks in and goes, God, he's so hot. I was like,
He
I'm
is
right
though.
here.
It's hard to get mad at women because I'm like, God, he is fucking really good looking.
No. And he's like really in shape. The interview he did, he has both of the Thor hammers and still at his house. And I was like, well, fuck, now I want to bang him too.
Well, damn it.
I feel like forgetting Sarah Marshall, and every time I see him, I'm like, fuck, you're cool. Like
It
I'm
sucks
pissed
because,
off,
like,
but
I
yeah, he's
hate-
really
I
good
love
looking.
that. Yeah.
The line where he goes, it sucks because I hate you in so many ways.
But he's so understanding of that too. He's like, yeah, of course.
He understands that all of our wives they'd rather fuck him than he's fine with it.
Yeah,
It's
we
his
get it.
cross to bear.
All right, so the plan here, just to recap, everyone knows this, but Marty is going to go with Lorraine, act like an asshole, have George come and be the hero therein getting them together.
And to piggyback off that, Jeff, once again, viewers, it's 1955, so we didn't know acting like an asshole in front of a girl would make them more horny.
Right,
yet.
we didn't have the sample size on that yet to know how effective it was.
Yeah, like Dr. Fauci says, there's just not enough data to support that fact. Now we have enough data
Like,
that
yeah.
we know that if you're a dickhead to a girl, they want you more. The nicer you are, the less they want you. Do
I wanna-
not open it. If you had a letter that says do not open until 2030, I'd open that fucker right now. I'm like,
Oh,
my
I would
God, like what is
immediately
this?
open
I'm not Star-Lord. I can't just sit on it for 25 years.
Shit.
Remember back when some crazy scientist could just fucking be messing with wires in the town and say he has an experiment going on and it was totally cool?
As long as they're white, then they're fine.
Right.
Yeah, we're just trying to find a way to blame this on some other race, so we like say it was the good old days. But yeah, they shouldn't be allowed him to do that.
Dude, we should go for Halloween as Marvin Berry and the Starlighters.
Yeah, and no one would know who the fuck that is. And
Yeah.
we can't
Yeah.
unless we have a time machine where it was acceptable to do blackface, Jeff. I don't think that's a good idea. That's something else.
Who wants to be the guy who cuts his hand? Because that guy will probably get recognized. Who'll put the wrap on your hand. I'll be like, oh yeah.
Oh, that guy.
And to
His
pull back
dancing
the
skills
curtain
are-
again, sometimes we do these commentaries and we don't remember what we said and we don't know if they're good. This one, I think, is one of our best ones we've ever done. This one's pretty fucking good.
Well,
Compliment to the movie.
what we'll have to do is lay it side by side with the original one because I think at this point we were slobbering all over ourselves. Like,
Can we have like a page to script, like if you really want to hear, you pay $5. You get to hear the unedited Bro Force Squad.
I know some people like Henrik will be like, dude, can you please release it? I just want to hear it. It's not good. Like, people think that the more drunk you are and the more high you are, the better these are. That's not the case. You gotta be about 3-4 beers deep to do these.
There's a law of diminishing
There
returns.
is a lot. And I think in the 3 or 4 years this has been going on, we've seen the scale. We've kind of been at every level at once or twice.
Like D2, we started in a good spot. By the end, it was a fucking mess.
D3 is when Banner just really...
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
He's taking the liquor from Lorraine here because he's like, I mean, he's you're trying to make a girl less horny, and she's like smoking cigs right now. Like, good God.
Man, back then, calling someone a square was like as offensive as a racial epithet, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, what did you just fucking say to me? Now, man, you know it's a different time at prom, because, like, live music now at a prom, that would kill the party dead. We need something girls can twerk to.
Yeah. Get something where my date can grind her dick up on my fucking slacks. That's what we need.
Right, and I don't think it's whatever the Starlighters were just playing.
What's so funny is, like, if he acts like extremely interested in her, it would probably drive her away. But he's playing hard to get. He doesn't realize it works.
I know.
Like,
It's a catch-22.
It will run off. Tell her you love her. That will freak her
The Ted
out.
Mosby, yeah.
Yeah, the Ted Mosby.
Leah,
He's like,
that
I've
dress.
sucked on those titties before.
Yeah, that dress in 1955, you might as well be fucking see-through. Like,
So Leah in that dress or Hemsworth? What are you rubbing it to?
don't make me answer that on pod. This would be so gross.
I'm gonna be the greedy guy. I'm like, can I have both? I don't, you know.
He's scared. This would traumatize me for decades.
You would never have sex again. There's no way.
No.
Until Jennifer showed up again with that shirt unbuttoned, I'd be like, all right,
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
let's talk about it. And I got that new fucking truck. He's like, about time.
$300 is like $1 million back then. That's
Like, Biff, I've never been so glad for you to kick my ass before.
He's like, Biff, the car isn't even worth $300. What's Billy Zane drinking? I want some of that.
Some champagne, yeah.
Let him go, Biff. You're drunk. This is back when, like, he's just gonna rape her in the parking lot at his high school. Like, what the fuck?
I know, and she's not gonna say anything about it until at least 30 years later. And there's video.
Ooh, Billy Zane with a fucking uppercut.
Yeah, Billy Zane. He's.
How many famous actors has he punched in movies?
Too many to count, Jeff. I mean, I think we've done pretty much every commentary. I don't think he punched anyone in Tombstone, but he definitely punched some people in Titanic.
I gotta ask, why are they in the car with the trunk just wide open?
That's how you used to do in the 50s, man.
He's like, you ever had your ass kicked by someone wearing a cummerbund? The fuck out of here. This is back when they didn't have the little pop thing in the front, right?
Yeah, they actually had to unlock it from the back. Yeah, Jeff, they didn't have a clicker on the key just to pop the trunk and start the car all from 50 feet
No,
away.
I mean the little latch in the front seat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm not talking about like the foot sensor or any of the fancy smancy shit.
They didn't have foot sensors in the 50s? What the hell?
Biff's all confident because, like, well, if it's WWE and we're acting, I can beat the shit out of the guy. But if it's like an actual MMA fight, what's he even doing right here? Like,
I mean, do you want me to answer that?
Commit sexual assault?
not really. I just don't know like what position they're in, but it's not really a place we need to go.
Yeah.
Get your damn hands off her.
Get him, George.
Just kick him in the nuts.
What? That was like, what were you going for? A body shot there? If you'll break his arm, he's like, actually, Lorraine, what I'm about to do here is tear his rotator cuff. Oh.
It hurts as bad. He's instead of it just healing naturally, he's gonna go have to do a lot of like therapy and stuff.
Yeah, the labrum will require several months of physical therapy. No, Biff, I don't really need like a fucking medical lecture.
Biff must work out, man.
Yeah, he's actually starting the first ever CrossFit gym in Hill Valley.
Okay, you either Biff's CrossFit. God, I want to shirt that actually.
And what a left hook there.
Yeah, who would have known that George had that in him?
Okay, break your arm or try to punch a badass bully so you can have sex with Leah. I would, yeah. That's pretty even fair trade.
But he's like, but now that I beat up Biff, Lorraine, I could probably do better than you.
Yeah, he's like, I don't
your
really
friend
feel
that's been in the movie that hasn't said anything. I could probably get her. So.
She's like, well, but didn't you kind of like punch him to get me? He's like, no, initially for sure, but.
Lorraine, you're not. We could still have sex now. I'm just saying afterwards. If you put in a good word with your friend, I'd appreciate it.
Also, I saw you and Biff now. You're kind of like used goods. What? Being straight. There's a 38-year-old woman at the prom. You know what I've never understood, but it's one of my favorite lines.
Dude, how old is that chick? And she has a fur coat. Yeah, there's no way.
She must be a teacher. This is mom.
Back then, man, teachers could fuck students. No one even cared.
It was actually encouraged.
Those were the days, man.
If we should do a bro back on this at some point, Matt, but I don't know if you have time after this. But if we had to do best scene, the one where he plays Johnny B. Good might be up there.
Yeah. That is mine too. As a classic rock fan, which, I mean, you can have a debate who started rock and roll with Elvis, Chuck Berry, and then there's another, was it Ike Turner? I think? Yeah. But there's a huge debate on who actually started rock and roll. But man, in '56, music changed, in my opinion, for the better, and it was fucking awesome until about, I would say 80s, when music kind of weird.
Cycling. When he's playing Earth Angel, it reminds me of Animal in the Muppet Christmas Carol, where he has to play like.
I love it.
It's so frustrating.
It reminds me of like Tom DeLonge's grandpa singing it. Jeff, it sounds like Tom DeLonge's grandpa singing it, man.
Yeah, that guy does look like the Shermanator. He's like the Shermanator, but with confidence.
George, cut in basically means, can I fuck your date? George should have said no. She's fucking me.
Guys were assholes back then, man.
Yeah, we just had
Have you ever been asked to cut in? When did that stop?
I mean, probably when they realized that back then people were so polite, it would be rude to tell this guy you can't fuck your date in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah, this is back when women were objects. Thank God we don't live in that time anymore.
Seriously.
It's the most awkward when you go to a swingers club and someone asks to cut in mid thrust.
And you don't know you're at a swingers club? Like, why are all these chicks hitting on me? Don't they know I'm married?
What if when like
hey,
that?
You want to have sex? Maybe. Well, my husband wants to have sex with your wife. Well, that's not cool.
Geiger, what if when that nerdy redhead guy was about to start kissing Lorraine, he looks at the picture of his siblings and all of a sudden Brian Scalabrine pops up next to him? He's like, what? That's my brother now?
No!
Fucking Andy Dalton pops up. And like, what?
They all get freckles and get really pale.
Amy Adams is like, well, that one's nice. I'll take that one.
Both kids from Pete and Pete.
He's like trying to get other people to make out with Lorraine to see what it produces. Hey, you! Kiss her. I just want to see.
He gets like the black guy so he can play in the NBA one day. He's like, I guess got like 3 feet taller.
Yeah. And I love at the end of this, he's like, you guys probably aren't ready for that, but your kids are going to love it.
It's cycling. Yeah, she danced with the black guy. Like, oh, that's cool. Why isn't the dad in the picture? Well, it's
Oh, did the dad disappear? No, well, he just wasn't in it from the start.
No, he just he wasn't there at the time. God, this is a great scene.
So
Now,
good
Michael,
scene. It's
you,
such a
you
great
can't
scene.
fake all of this, man. Like, obviously, you can dub it over, but he's got to have a little bit of guitar acumen.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if he can play guitar or not, but yeah, I mean, it looks real.
Now,
Go ahead, Jeff.
well, the thing I love in the second one, so they go back to this scene, and Marty there's another version of Marty who's climbing up above the stage, running from from Biff's henchmen.
Ah.
So we see this scene again, but Marty's like up above them at the dance.
Well, I was going to say this is 1985, so this is before Joaquin Phoenix. Like, so you want a scene of me playing guitar for 3 minutes? Okay, so I'm going to have to learn how to play guitar for the next 3 years. I'm just going to sleep at Keith. No, you just have to. No, I'll learn how to play guitar. Don't worry.
I love that they asked George to run for president because he punched Biff in the face. That's the kind of policy you want in your politicians. What's your stance on punch people in the face?
What's your stance on foreign policy? I punched Biff in the face.
I love this. The first time I saw this, I can't remember how old I was, but Marvin Berry, and I was like, dude, it's Chuck Berry's cousin. This is fucking awesome how they contact that in. And he's doing the Chuck Berry dance. This is so fucking awesome.
You know that new sound you've been looking for?
Yeah.
Is this where he gets like out of control with the guitar riff, or is that the second one?
Hear it a little bit. This is kind of reverse racism, though, because a lot of people, and I kind of agree with them, Elvis kind of stole his sound from the African Americans, but they're saying that Michael J. Fox came up with rock. So,
and then did
but at least he obviously heard it from Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Right. So in theory, this is where he's getting a little. We've all been here on the floor in our bedroom, just going fucking nuts.
I love this. Yeah.
Jeff, you remember our challenge show that we hosted? That guy who did a guitar solo, and he ended up staying on stage for like an extra 3 minutes, and he was supposed to. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, and it was like, it's a high school talent show. Did we cut his sound? Probably not.
He just kept going, and it was like, okay, man. Well.
Yeah, what would they think happened? Like, is this devil music?
Yeah, imagine like in the 90s trap music comes on, you're like, what is this? This sucks.
My god. Or like Girl Talk, which is like a mashup of a bunch of songs.
Oh, yeah.
George, it's so like just that one like hook to Biff, and now look at him. He's fucking suave. He's got the.
I mean, yeah. That's obviously why I didn't get to as many girls in high school, and I didn't punch any people in the face.
I kept telling you to. I was like, you don't even need a reason to do it.
Punch that guy in the face. I'm like, what? What? No.
I should have just said, like, remember Back to the Future? Like, oh, damn, that's right.
What if Marty's like, yeah, you guys should go, go up some candles and get it on.
Do some sex.
Yeah, Lorraine, don't make him pull out either.
That's for pussy. You guys should have sex. Is Marty the youngest, or is his sister younger than him?
I love this part too, Jeff, when he's like, yeah, if you have a kid and he like sets fire, just go easy on him, okay? Just chill out.
He didn't mean to. Also, get him.
Geiger, just go up to random people at the mall when this back open and just start saying things like that. Just really weird them out.
Yeah,
so
hey, awesome.
Sir, please don't touch me. Doc's out here like, I fucking live for this shit, but like, Marty, what are we doing, bro?
Surprised Doc didn't have a woman through this whole movie.
Well, they saved that for the third one.
Okay.
Mary Steenburgen, famous Will Ferrell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's awesome in the third one, actually. He's like giving him all the details. Marty, I don't really need to know any of that, but Matt, I'm surprised you said Disney passed on this. It makes total sense, but they still put Mickey Mouse on his brother's shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have been like, fuck you.
What if Doc's like, where's your younger brother? It's like, oh, no, we never had him. You remember my mom didn't want him, kind of had the abortion. Don't worry about it. Let's just go back to 85.
It's like, oh my God, those are legal in 1985? Well, I don't know about that. Can we just wait for the lightning strike?
Straighten a coat hanger. No one knows, Doc. Let's just get in the car and go.
rather not talk about it. It's all in the note I put in your jacket. God, I wasn't supposed to tell you I left that there. He's like, also the letter that I put in your jacket got a couple sleeper picks. Bet the Jets. That's all I'm saying.
Go.
Name it. That's all I'm gonna say.
They have no chance.
Yeah.
You should do that. Set him up, give him a couple fucking not a ton of games, but
just enough
a
to
couple
say.
get by.
You get give him half of it.
It's like affection. I've been craving this my whole life, actually. I do actually love their relationship here.
Yeah, it is really good.
Every time it's pouring rain, I always quote the end of the second one. Are you Marty McFly?
Yeah, we used to do that in high school. I remember that.
We've had this letter in our possession for quite some time. That's when the post office actually gave a shit, man. They'd track you down in the middle of a rainstorm at 3 a.m.
Let's be honest. If you had this car, would you go back to 85 or would you go somewhere else?
Damn, it'd be tempting.
Take into consideration, Jennifer is probably gonna have sex with you tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Jennifer is worth going back to 85.
Yeah.
And that truck. I mean, Jesus. The combination of them. Marty McFly, despite all the issues here with fucking with the timeline, not a bad life,
No.
Not
at all.
By the way, is this where Great Scott came from? I mean,
yeah.
I always knew it. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And then, of course, Marty and How I Met Your Mother says, grape scotch!
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Great Scott is like Doc's signature catchphrase.
There's a couple, athletes, actors that I would have to argue that no one doesn't like. I think Michael J. Fox, I can't think of a person that wouldn't like him.
Right.
I think everyone in the world is like, if you say Michael J. Fox, oh yeah, I like him. He's cool. As Alex P. Keaton in this, Spin City, he was great.
Teen Wolf. He's done a lot of voice work. He's Stuart Little, obviously.
Oh, nice.
Wasn't didn't Rush Limbaugh talk mad shit on Michael J. Fox though? I don't know if you guys remember that, but he said some really bad
things. He
did?
did? Okay, well I guess there's someone that doesn't like Michael J. Fox.
Well, how dare he raise money for Parkinson's?
Yeah.
Was that what it was about?
No, I don't know.
The only thing I know about Rush Limbaugh is didn't he say something racist about Donovan McNabb? That's the only thing.
He says a lot of bad things. Yeah.
But that was
I had no clue who he even was until that happened.
That was ESPN's fault. Why was he on a football show anyway? He's just
because he's like a political guy. Right?
Yeah, okay. I don't know why they brought him in. I remember Mark Jackson was all offended.
Calm down,
dude. Bell towers aren't even a thing anymore, man. It's really sad.
The clock tower I can relate to because the small town where I'm from, they were tearing down a silo, and a lot of people were saying that's part of the town. That's what makes our town so great, and people were petitioning against it, even though it was a fucking
silo. Made your town so great.
I guess. So I
a spire that sticks out of the ground.
We don't have much there, cyclically, so just let us be. But I mean, yeah, they're petitioning against
the highlight. Then I understand.
Did anyone reference?
People come there for.
Did anyone reference Back to the Future? It's like our clock tower. Yeah, but that was.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there to use memes at that time. I was living somewhere else, so I'm sure. Hopefully, people were as smartass as me and did. The only thing keeping him going right now is just thinking Jennifer will put out tomorrow. But would it be awesome if the after credit scene is he's ready for Jennifer and she's like, "Oh, I'm on my period." He'd be like, "God, I did all this for nothing."
She's like, "I literally timed a lightning strike perfectly for this."
Don't worry, maybe we can next week. I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Jennifer, I'll have had my truck by 4 days by then. You think I'm just gonna turn away all those?
In
chicks?
high school, girls changed within a day of who they liked. I don't like you anymore. I like that guy. What happened? Nothing.
Nothing really.
Him getting his truck will be like all these draft picks we see and their girlfriends are there with them. It's like, I mean, yeah, the girlfriend's happy at the time he gets drafted, but they don't realize they're about to be relegated to like 8th string.
Yeah.
It's got to be on one of our bingo cards. It is maybe the most overplayed movie trope of all time when the car won't start, right?
The car won't start and the countdown clock.
Yeah.
This would give someone a bingo right now.
Cycle, you and I need to put together horror movie bingo because we've done action.
Oh my god.
All the tropes.
That would be a great one.
A horror movie bingo?
Horror.
Going upstairs and taking a shower.
Oh.
Horrors movie bingo we could do too, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just played that by myself. Usually.
Click below if you want some Bro Force Squad movie commentaries on porn. I'm sure those would be enjoyable to watch.
Well, when Cycly, Banner, and I did Chopping Mall, we looked up the director's filmography post that movie, and it was like all softcore porn, right?
Well, Jeff, those are movies too. Get off your fucking high horse, put down your Bible for a second, and maybe open your mind.
And we had
pieces of art.
But Cycly, wasn't he the type of director who, like, the porn he does are like parodies of actual movies?
Yeah, it was. That's right. They were.
Cleavage Field was one that he had.
Yeah.
That's the only porn I watch.
I can't get off unless there's.
I need a story in my porn, okay?
Yeah, like literally, if they don't give me like a kind of a setup scene or a background scene of a story, I'm just not. My boner goes flat pretty quick.
Yeah,
I need
like,
character development. I need a twist.
I am soft as Jello right now. Like I don't even know what these characters' motivation is.
I need like a Suicide Squad scene of everyone in the porno just to give me a little background, so I know if my dick will be hard for them or not.
Doc here is like, this is Jordan's flu game. Like he has got this has had a fucking Monday right here.
But really, you found out he was just hungover.
This would be the most annoying thing. Like I literally need one more fucking inch.
This is the equivalent of when you put up Christmas lights and you're like, dude, I'm not getting all the way down on this ladder. I'm just going to reach really far.
I'm going to sleep on this
I don't
roof.
care
Fuck
if I
it.
break my neck at this point.
Yeah, I don't have a life back in that house. Just do it, Doc. Just plug it in. We'll go down there. This is so... We've all been there, yeah, where you're like, fucking a cord gets stuck or it's like not long enough.
There we go. Come on, Marty.
All right, we got to make some moves here, Doc.
Yeah, you got. There's a little bit of time left.
This is like Andy Reid is like, no, he has plenty of time.
God, that's Super Bowl.
It's like LeBron. LeBron's doing everything, and his teammates just drive straight and try to go 88 miles an hour. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's literally it, James Jones.
Here we go.
And Doc, like, he takes a fucking charge right here. Like, he takes one for the team.
Like Harry and Home Alone 2.
Oh my god, I forgot about that scene where he gets electrocuted.
Yeah, you see his skull.
That's where I was like, done.
Yeah, that Home Alone 2 really like goes a little nuts there.
And we can all agree.
You just shit your pants if you're Doc. You're like, I just fucking made someone time travel. Like, literally 30 years.
And no one's going to believe him. He's going to be at the bar that night, I don't want to brag, but I fucking sent a kid in 30 years in the future.
Oh, not this guy again. Hey, buddy, we don't want any trouble. Just have your get out of here.
In the second one,
resume is like study at Harvard. I made this cool vaccine. I also made someone time travel. Why isn't the time travel thing first on your resume? I don't know.
In the second one, there's the scene where Doc is celebrating, and then Marty pulls up again, and Doc's like, no!
Will we ever time travel? Do you think? Do you think that's possible?
I don't.
No.
I don't either, because I think once it's done, it's done. Like,
yeah, I don't believe in like the multiverse.
Yeah, I don't either, because a lot of the stuff in the cell phones people thought would never happen, but I don't think 1965 is going on right now somewhere. It's already done.
Here's another one.
I could go on a little tangent here.
God.
Do you guys
Do you think it's possible?
Do you think we'll be able to teleport? Because I do. I think that will happen eventually.
I think we'll be able to teleport somehow.
Not in my lifetime, but.
Well, first we need to be able to just go outside and get our hair cut, Jeff. But yeah, maybe someday we'll be able to teleport.
Maybe.
But I don't think time travel.
So theoretically, we can absolutely time travel in the sense that we can look back on time if we can develop a ship that goes faster than the speed of light. We go far enough and we look back and have a telescope pointing to Earth. We'd actually be looking at the past.
Could we go to that?
Like
that
we're looking
period,
at the sun, we're looking back in time.
But can we only do that through
theoretically based on that? It would just be we would be able to observe. Yeah, we would only be able to observe the past, not
we could put ourselves in that place. You have to stop the Libyan. Dude, if you just tell the cops that those guys are fucking driving around town, I guarantee you they'll get pulled over.
There are Libyans in the parking lot.
With a rocket launcher.
See, now it's Lone Pine Mall because he knocked over the one tree when he went to Mr.
That's
Price.
fucking awesome, too. I would love some type of Westworld thing, though, where it's not time travel, but a certain place is set up like 1972 or something. Like a strip of a town or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
So was his intention to go back and prevent this, or was he just trying to get back to where he's from?
I think
because now I'm actually forgetting.
He was trying to prevent Doc from dying. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was what it was in the note, right?
So how does he go? Okay. Oh yeah, and then he realized that Doc actually listened to him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
This is the first time travel movie.
When did Bill and Ted come out?
80s, like later than this.
Really? Yeah, the
there's probably like some like Twilight Zone stuff that was time travel
Well, Jeff, comic books have been around since the 50s, so they've been time traveling for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking
well, and that's
Doc
why
rising like Undertaker.
That is kind of how he got up. But yeah, that's why for Zemeckis, even though the plot isn't like crazy science fiction, just even having the concept of time travel, I could see why studios were like, dude, no.
Yeah. It's tough to do. You can really fuck up time travel.
The first known time travel themed film was based on a Mark Twain 1989 novel, A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court.
When did the movie come out?
My wife gave this to me, so
I was gonna say, did you get a new phone case?
Yeah, you're thinking like, man, that's a really good fact from Geiger. Where'd you come up with that?
Dude, you're like a fucking Trey Wingo. You have like a research team.
1921. It was a novel by Mark Twain. Sorry, the novel's 1889 by Mark Twain. The movie came out in 1921.
Well, look for our movie commentary on that we'll do eventually.
Yeah, we should start doing silent film commentaries.
We'll provide the audio, don't worry. Doc's like, also rate me 5 stars in the app, please. Time travel app.
Wow.
Although now that I think about it, this one ends with a tease to the second one too.
It does. I remember that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I mean, this is my favorite movie of all time, probably, like we said, but I'm not a huge fan of the second one.
It's been a long time for me. I remember just not being as, I don't know, entertained.
And the third one I like just because it's a Western. Like 90% of it, they're in the Old West.
This is a great movie, and this is a movie, honestly, I was really pissed that I wasn't born yet, because this would be a cool movie to go see in theaters with like a date or your buddies or something.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, imagine word of mouth on this. Like, dude, have you seen Back to the Future? Like, no. Looks stupid.
God, it's awesome.
And that's the thing, like, if it didn't make it big, let's just say, for some reason back then, could you imagine, like, people discovering it now as one of those cult classics? Yeah. Like, not really talked about. People would have still somehow discovered this film.
Right. If you're good, you'll eventually get found out. He had a poster on his wall that just said sports.
I want that.
I'm just a
that
fan. Anything really.
I don't have a specific team. I don't really get into all that, but I just like watching him try and stuff. He's like,
I do kind of like this though, that he made his family better and stuff like that. That's kind of cool.
Well, his dad took the science fiction ideas that he had, and now he's a fucking like famous novel. His brother doesn't work at fucking Quickie Burger or wherever.
What's wrong with Quickie Burger?
What's wrong with that, Jeff? That's a great job. It's an essential job too.
Oh, so you don't like
great...
blue collar workers?
Yeah.
You make fun of them, but in quarantine, you need.
All of a sudden, George McFly can fuck like any chick he wants.
Yeah, for sure.
He just goes around punching everyone in the face.
Fuck your mother, though, when I'm home.
He's like, Marty,
what if this created like a...
I was gonna say, he's like, Marty, I learned if
his dad is punching everyone. Sorry.
Right. If you just punch people, good things happen to you. That's the message.
Got Jennifer Parker called. She's such a sweet girl. You should have sex with her this weekend, Marty, in that new truck we bought you.
Yeah. Tell me all about it.
What's the line in Superbad? Have fun fucking Jules.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy your remaining years.
Poor Biff. George walks out there and punches him in the face again. He's like, please, Mr. McFly, please, no.
Every
You
Monday.
got it. Extra coat, you got it.
Every Monday, George goes up there and punches Biff in the face.
Just to feel alive again. Hey, Biff, like the good old days, let me sucker punch you while you try to sexually assault my wife. Oh, you're so funny, Mr. McFly. Yeah, Biff in the second one is like really, really evil.
Yeah.
And then in the third one, obviously, as Biff Tannen in the Old West, he's great.
I wish Billy Zane would just come into the scene.
Billy Zane
should have been the star of all of these.
He got too expensive for these fucking movies, man. What a nerd. He's such a cleat
all waxed up. At this time, though, it would have been cool if he was dating Jennifer and two other girls, too. Like, he's just dating them all at the same time.
Well, I actually think it's illegal to have that truck and only have one girlfriend.
Yeah.
Before the guy gives you the keys, he's like, now, hold up. You fucking 3 chicks, right? Yeah.
Hey, Marty, at the beginning of the movie, I wasn't going to put out, but now that you have a truck, I'm ready now. Okay, that makes sense.
I thought about it, and I went online, which I know isn't a thing yet, but I looked up some of the specs on this thing, and yeah, I'm ready for you. So yeah,
well,
Elizabeth.
Parents, let's just leave them be so they can have unconsensual premarital sex.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that sounds great.
Doc is such a cockblock. Every time he was about to get it on with the mom earlier in the movie, and he was in the room. Now this.
Doc, what are you, an Asian woman? Fucking learn how to park in a driveway.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
This I almost feel like we could do without at the end. It really kind of like the movie. Yeah, just not the best way to put a bow on it.
Is this the second time they said Back to the Future?
I think so. But again, we went from needing plutonium to power this thing to now like
Miller and bananas.
Miller Lite and banana.
Miller Genuine draft cans.
Yeah. That beer was like half drank. Who the fuck threw that away?
Shit. Yeah.
God, the worst was after cleaning up parties in college and all the beer cans that were still full but open. You're like, who the fuck did this?
Well, and you're like hungover and it just smells like stale beer.
Oh, God.
Ass.
Dude, he was about to get laid. Can you not wait 10? It's the future or the past. It's not going anywhere.
He's like, Doc, I'm just telling you right now, there's not going to be any kids unless you let me and Jennifer in this truck right now.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the future. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I can show up to 1985
whenever I want.
God, what a great fucking movie.
All right, guys, that is Back to the Future, an all-time classic, one of, if not the greatest movies we've ever done for a commentary. Cycly, last thoughts on the Robert Zemeckis classic?
Just absolutely holds up. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, it's not one of those like, oh, it's old and you had to be there as a kid and grow up with it. It doesn't matter when you were watching this for the first time and absolutely is fantastic, and I don't know how you could not like this movie.
Yeah, we need to put together a list of like movies you have to see before you die, just in case someone hasn't, because I think this would probably be on everybody's list, right, Geiger?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a perfect movie, man. And like you said, it's timeless. Like you could have like maybe a 15-year-old kid watch it, and 15-year-old kids know what the 80s are, like enough about it, and especially what the 50s are. Like if they've seen movies like Walk the Line, this is still just such a great movie. I hate redone movies. I hate them, but this is one I think could work if they did it in like 2018 and they go back to 1988 or something like that. I think it could fucking work, man, if you get the right cast.
Yeah, like I said, this is my favorite movie ever, but the reason that I can't get the idea of a remake of this out of my head is because they could do a different take on it and just keep the premise.
Jeff, sorry, absolutely. I have to butt in here. I just thought of the greatest fucking cast ever. Tom Holland as Marty McFly.
Wow!
That'd be fucking insane.
We just gotta find Dr. Emmett Brown, though. We gotta figure him out.
Yes. Holland's better than Efron.
I'm getting names. I'm getting Michael Douglas through my head. We'll perfect it.
See, I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking like Martin Short could be wacky old guy now. I don't know how good he'd be.
He would be Biff.
Honestly, Chevy Chase kind of looks like him right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got like crazy hair.
Bradley Cooper is Biff Tannen.
God, it'd be awesome.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
Tom Holland's definitely Marty McFly for sure.
We'll have to recast the remake on one of our upcoming episodes.
That would be really
Rachel,
good. We should all come in
with
our characters.
Transformers. Megan Fox is fucking
Jennifer
Parker.
Okay. But see, now Tom Holland's hooking up with Megan Fox, and that's weird to me.
Yeah. Let's go look at her thumbs. Once you see her thumbs, you're not about it anymore.
She has weird thumbs?
Just Google Megan Fox thumbs.
The fuck? Way to end it. Henrik's like, on it?
I was almost climaxing, and I'm looking at her thumbs right now.
All right, for our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli, and our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger, I'm the mayor, Jeff Hornacek, and we are the Bro Force Squad podcast. Thank you guys for checking us out. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, pretty much anywhere you type in Bro Force Squad as 3 separate words, you will find us. Check out everything on our website, broforcesquad.com, and give us a follow on Twitter at Bro4Squad. Until next time, we will see you at the Lone Pines Mall. I go to that JCPenney with the prices are still as they were in the 80s.